Let's talk about persuasion. Persuasion is probably easily the favorite part of this entire class. I love the persuasion speech. It's so powerful and it's so important for us to understand. So, for this very short lecture, we're going to be talking about, well, what is persuasion? Where do we find it? And ultimately, why does it matter? So, what is persuasion? I want you to think of a couple words. What is your definition of persuasion? Right? It's to change something. It's to make somebody believe what you want them to believe. Uh, the book says, "What is persuasion? It's an attempt to change a person's values, behaviors, point of views, attitudes, or beliefs." Although ultimately, persuasion is power. That's really what it is. Because when we're able to convince somebody to give us a job, go out with us, go eat at the restaurant we want them to eat at, we feel powerful. A question for y'all though: is manipulation persuasion? Gotta mull that over a little bit in your head. Is manipulation persuasion? Well, where do we find persuasive messages? We find them everywhere. I mean, we find them on podcasts, we find them on billboards, we find them on the side of cars, we find them stuffed into our windshield, under our windshield wipers. We have them on TV, we have them on YouTube. I mean, they are literally everywhere. And it's something important to acknowledge the fact that companies are paid billions of dollars every year to persuade you. How well of a job do they do? Are they good at it? Only you can answer that question. So, persuasion, messages to change attitude, values, or beliefs. So, an attitude is an individual's general disposition towards something as being good or bad, right or wrong, or negative or positive. And it basically has two components. You've got your values and your beliefs. So, these are some things that people have thought are good or bad or right or wrong, right? I know on eight was marriage equality. Yes, on eight was restore marriage to only one man, one woman. Anti-abortion, they believe that it's wrong. Pro-choice believes that it is not wrong, right? So you see this attitude towards these two topics. The values is an individual's perception of the usefulness, importance, or worth of something. At the end of the day, our values shape how we experience the world and whether or not we see our world as going in the way that we mean it to. Values tend to have two different components. There's external value and internal value. So external value would be, for example, a diamond ring. You could sell it at the store for a good amount of money. That is value. Um, Internal value might be that necklace that you got when you were 12 from an important person in your life that you know darn good and well is not worth the plastic and metal it's imprinted on, and yet it means the world to you. That's intrinsic value. One thing I find really interesting to look at intrinsic and extrinsic value is recycling. How many of us take the can and actually recycle it for the 5 cents or the 2.5 cents is what it comes down to? Every once in a while, I get a student who says, absolutely, my family and I do it. That's what we do all the time. But most of us do not. Even though there is that extrinsic, there is that external value to the tin can. Instead, we do it for more of an internal value because we want to protect the environment. Then there's beliefs. Beliefs are propositions or positions that an individual holds as true or false without positive knowledge or proof. Great example of this is the fact that I always think the Giants are going to win when I'm wearing my orange Converse. I've not had my orange Converse for a couple of years. They fell apart. I had to throw them away. And look what's happened to the Giants scorecard. I'm just saying it might be all my fault and I need to buy more orange Converse. That's all I'm saying. That is a belief. There is nothing to prove it right or wrong, and yet here I am. Okay. Religion also tends to fall into this a little bit, but I don't like to go down that rabbit hole. So, why do we care about understanding persuasion? Well, one is so that we can have success in persuading others. And again, that can be persuading others to buy our car, to give us a job, to give us a raise, to go out with us. to let me choose the restaurant tonight because I really feel like sushi and we should definitely go there. To be better consumers of information. There's so much information out there that is set forth in order to persuade us of one thing or another, even if that has nothing to do with it. And to better understand what happens around the world. Russia had a very clear reason that they said they invaded Ukraine. My question was, is it a very persuasive reasoning? Do you all believe that reasoning? There's also things like this. This is the Wall Street Journal. It is the same day. It's the same picture. It's a slightly different ad, but it is the same picture and it's a slightly different headline. In one, you've got Trump softens his tone, and the other one, Trump talks tough on Wall. Why do you think this newspaper, Wall Street Journal, stopped the presses in the middle of this and started to change their headline? Well, it's probably to persuade a certain audience to buy it. Another great example of this is, let's see, this one right here, Arizona Republic. You got the same thing, same day, same newspaper, same picture. But think about how inflammatory these two different headlines are. Making their voices heard sounds like First Amendment. Tensions boil over at rally sounds like a riot or a mob. And yet it's the same thing. Again, different audiences means different headlines. For your speech here, I want you to be careful of the language that you use, okay? Well, I don't want to read a single I think. I think they're making their voices heard. Nope. I believe. Nope. They're making their voices heard. Tensions boiled over at rally. You need to do this. You shall do this. Not you should do this. All right. Right. I believe I could versus will. You will do this. We shall do this. Right. The power of our convictions and have that vividness of argument. Be more concrete than abstract. Arguing that 10% or more in the next year's taxes, they're going to pay more. That's a good statistic. But arguing that that's the difference between poverty of 27,000 families and at least 27 people in this classroom, that's another, right? That is a strong statement. So what did we talk about? We very briefly talked about what is persuasion, where did we find it, and why does it matter? As always, I am here for questions.